Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I'm Daviana if you did not know, and this is about the cons of being in the military. So a little background about me: I'm in the Air Force. I am an E4 stationed out in Hickam Air Force Base, which is in Hawaii. I am at my second base. My first base was Tyndall, Florida. They PCS'd me here before the hurricane hit, so yeah. So that's the background about me. I am in security forces. No, these cons are not necessarily geared towards my career field. If you've heard that security forces is like the worst job in the Air Force, it could be. But the cons that I'm going to be discussing are universal cons for every single career field inside of the Air Force. The ones that I deal with specifically, I know that some people will be saying, oh, well, these other cons are serious to me and blah, blah, blah. The ones that I'm going to be discussing right now are serious to me. So if some people feel like these aren't serious to them, that's them. But this is my personal opinion of how I view the Air Force. If you want to see my pros of being in the military, check that out. It's going to be listed down in the description box. Yeah, but moving on to the cons of being in the military for me. So my first con is that you are separated from your friends and family. That is a huge con for me because I love my friends. I love my family. It starts to get kind of, I guess, lonely when you're so far away, especially since I'm in Hawaii right now. It was great for me when I was in Florida because Atlanta was only 5-hour drive, and then I had the 8-hour radius whenever I want to go out of the city. I could just drive anywhere, which is 8 hours from where I was stationed at. So like we would go to Mardi Gras, which was in New Orleans, that was 5 hours away, and then Atlanta is 5 hours away, Miami was 8 hours away. Like, you know, we can drive that far without having to take leave. And I was in Panama 12, so I could take like 2 days of leave and then had a whole week off. Whenever I was missing home, I just drove home, which was like perfect for me because it was only 5 hours, which is, that probably sounds like a lot for some people, but I like road trips, and that was nothing. But now being in Hawaii, it costs about $800 just to fly home. And then it's hard to get leave out here for some reason. I don't know why. Back in Florida, it was so easy for me. I don't know. I guess it's just like every base is different. You're going to always hear that if you're in the Air Force right now, or if you're in the military at all, or if you plan to join the military, understand that every base is definitely different. Do not judge your entire career off of one base, which is why I'm glad that I've been to 2 different bases, and both of them are completely different, so I can understand that little saying. It's horrible how much it costs just to fly out of Hawaii and fly back to Hawaii. When I was in Florida driving back to Atlanta, my gas tank, it took 3/4 of gas and it took $25 to fill it up. So it basically took me $50 there and back. Not even, because it only took 3/4, but you know, driving around up there. So yeah, I miss my family. I miss my friends. The last time I went home, so I've been in Hawaii since April of 2018. I didn't get to go back home until December of 2019. Yes, almost 2 freaking years before I went back home. That is crazy. That is crazy. Like, oh my gosh, that is crazy. Like, I'm just not used to it because whenever I miss like home, I just freaking drove. I can't do that here. And it was just so hard to get leave. It sucks. It sucks. But my mom ended up flying out here already. My sister had flew out here. One of my friends flew out here. So, I mean, they can also come and visit, but you know, I like to be able to have that option to go home as well. So that's why I say that's my number one, which is being separated from friends and family, because you grow up with them and you miss them. You're going to want to see them. You're going to want to talk to them. And FaceTime starts to get overrated. I want to go do stuff, you know? Let's go to the amusement park. Let's go cliff jumping. But yeah, so that's my number one. Number 2 is leave. You only get 30 days of leave a year. Yes, a whole year. So basically, if you want to take 1 whole month off of work to go like travel or go see family, you have to work an entire year straight just to build up 30 days to take that whole month. That is ridiculous. I mean, it's not bad if you are in a situation like I was when I was in Tyndall, and then I could take 2 days off and then I had a whole week off instead of having to take 7 days off just to get a whole week off, because Atlanta was only 5 hours and then you don't have to take leave for that 8-hour radius. If you're in a situation like that, then that will be perfect for you, because I racked up so much leave doing that, because I only would take 2 days, or sometimes I'll take 3 days, but I never would take more than that at a time, and I'd be off for an entire week. So being able to just take 2 days off, that's only working for 1 month basically. So you could work a month, take off a week, work a month, take off a week. That's how I was doing it. I was literally taking leave like every other month, or I wouldn't even take leave. I would just go home for 3 days because I didn't have to take leave for that. And yeah, but here, ooh wee, it is rough. Like, I did end up taking leave though. I literally just got off leave and I stayed at home. Like I needed a break. I needed a break from work. But yeah, you have, each month you get 2.5 days of leave. Once you work an entire month, you get 2.5 days of leave. Work the next month, you get 2.5 days leave. So you work 2 months straight, you get 5 days of leave. That's how the leave system is set up. That's how your days are set up, and I hate it. Like, I think that we should get twice that. I think we should get 5 days of leave a month. Come on, 60 days in a year, I could take off 2 whole months. I don't know. That, I don't like the leave system. That probably not an issue for a lot of people, but it's an issue for me now that I'm in Hawaii and I don't have the option to just drive home whenever I want to like I did in Florida. So if you don't like that con, that's a you problem, but I don't like that part. But the good thing about that is that I do still get paid even though I'm not working, because we on salary pay. But this is a cons video, not a pro video. Anyway, next one. Oh my gosh, this one is a big one. This is a big one. The military is like high school. It is like high school. When I say trauma, everyone in your business, people are childish. They never got the chance to grow up. They still talking about, oh, mommy, daddy. Like, childish like that. Like, I'm gonna snitch on you because you hurt my feelings, childish. Like, I got bullied so much in school that now I need to try and bully you because now I have more power than you. Type of childish in high school drama. Like, oh yeah, you're married, but your man. Like that. I can't with this high school like stuff. Like, it's just ridiculous. People always want to be in your business. People be asking me like personal questions, trying to, you know, get the goods. Like, I'm not about to share my personal information with you. Like, why would I know how the military is, and you think I'm going to share my business with you so that you can go tell the next person my business? We're not even friends like that. That's another thing. People be thinking that just because y'all are co-workers, y'all are friends. That is not the case. Like, we are co-workers, we are not friends. Like, keep that part in your head. Just co-workers, because when I get off work, I'm back to my actual life, you know? Do I text you? No. So how are we friends? Do we hang out off work? No. Then we're not friends, okay? I have my own life. The military is literally not my life. Like, that's my job. So, and that's another good way to like stay sane in the military, if you have that type of mentality, thinking of the military as just a job and not your life. Because as soon as you take off that uniform, as soon as you get home, you're off duty, you are now a civilian. It's like a peace of mind. Don't bring work home, you know? But yeah, that's just how I work, you know? But yeah, it's just completely like drama. I hate it. I hate that part. People like to share, and it's so funny because people love to share other people's business with me, and I think it's because they know that I don't care, so they know I'm not gonna tell anyone else. It's just they can just vent or talk shit about somebody to somebody, and then they're just sitting there listening. But it's just, I don't know how to explain it. People love to vent to me and tell me stuff, and then I end up forgetting it the next day. So I don't know. I'll listen, but don't be thinking I'm a he laughing with you. I'm gonna just be like, cool, I didn't know that. But anyway, moving on. I remember when I was just minding my business, right? I was just minding my business, and somebody came and was like, oh, you got an attitude problem. And I'm like, what? Like, I literally did not know who this person was. I've never met this person before. They just popped up and said, you got an attitude problem. And I'm like, what? No, I don't. And he's like, yes, you do. I hear it around. Everybody say you got an attitude problem, blah, blah, blah. This is how the whole high school drama mess is. I'm telling you, this is like how it is. They're like, oh, you got an attitude problem. You don't ever talk to nobody, blah, blah, blah. And I'm just thinking to myself, like, so you're upset that I don't talk to nobody? But am I doing my job, though? Like, that's what should matter. It's me doing my job. Who cares if I talk to people? Like, do y'all talk to me? Who cares? Like, that's just drama. It's so childish. Like, of course I'm not gonna talk to y'all if y'all just gonna be talking about people's business. Or no, I'm not gonna open up to y'all if y'all just gonna spread my business. Like, that doesn't mean that doesn't mean that I have an attitude. Because I sit here like this. What is this? My resting B face, right? Because I just sit here, mind my business, or in my phone, just, I got an attitude problem. Like, they do stuff like that. It's just so annoying. But yeah, that's the childish stuff that they do. Yep, that was a perfect example. Oh my gosh, that was great. Anyways, common sense is not common. You have to understand that common sense is not common, and I hate that part too. I don't know, they'll just tell you to do something a certain way, and then it doesn't make sense, and then you ask them like, why don't I just do it this way? Because one is less work, and two, you do it faster, and then the other person is just like, because this is how the regs are, or this is how I told you to do it, or this is how the higher ranking person told you to do it. And it's just like, but then this gonna take all day, and then that would be counterproductive, you know? I can't even explain how the common sense isn't common. Like, just know that common sense is not common. I mean, what you would think makes sense does not make sense to the Air Force for some reason. I don't know why. The next one is rank is more important than logic. Yes. They will not listen to you if you're an E2. But they gonna listen to that E8 that's spitting out a bunch of gibberish. Or that O1 that's spitting out a bunch of gibberish. But then when that E2 that's making sense, they don't care because you're an E2. That's exactly what I mean by rank is like more important than logic. Because there could be an E4 out there that's doing the job a certain way that is like efficient for the entire group and the entire flight or the entire crew. But then you got that E8 that's like, oh, you need to do it this way. You need to do it exactly like this. Never did the job with that E4. Never had to be in that situation and being able to do that split second thoughts on how the job is supposed to be done. Know who each person's position is to get in that job done. They don't know any of that. They're just like, oh, you need to do it this way. And it's like, but you don't even know our strengths and weaknesses. Why would you assign certain positions to just random people and tell us to do it a certain way when we already had our own system going? Like, you know, but you can't argue with them because guess what? Your rank isn't up there. So you just gotta shut up and color. That is their favorite thing to say, shut up and color. That means be quiet and just do it. Just deal with it, basically. Last but not least is mission is before person. Like, it's literally in your core values. Service before self. Like, they really care. Like, they care more about the mission than they care about you personally. And that is ridiculous. And this is probably my opinion because I am in security forces. And it just seems like they want us to be robots, I guess. And that's just not going to work because you still got to be human. You still got to realize these people need to take care of themselves before they can take care of the mission. But they do not care. Perfect example, I had this supervisor. And men, if you're watching this, you probably don't know what I'm talking about. But ladies, listen up. You know, you get your pap smear, right? I wasn't able. So in the military, you have to be 21 to get a pap smear. So when I was at my last base, I couldn't get one. And then when my birthday came up, I was like in the process of like coming out here. So it's like the whole alignment of me getting my pap smear, it just never really lined up. So when I finally came here after I turned 21, I think I was like 22. Yeah, I was 21, turned 22. Anyway, I was like, let me go ahead and make an appointment to get a pap smear. But since Hawaii is just like super packed, all these people at this base, you gotta you gotta make the appointment months in advance. So I literally had the appointment in for like 4 months before I was able to go get the pap smear. So I'm waiting to go get the pap smear, blah blah blah. The pap smear appointment literally comes up in like the next 2 days, right? So I'm about to get my pap smear, whatever, cool. My supervisor at the time, oh my gosh, this still irritates me because it's like ridiculous. But anyway, they told me, they're like, you have to go do this training, which is optional, by the way. This whole training thing is optional. I'm gonna just let you know now, I've never done the training yet to this day, and I've been at this base for 2 years. I've never done that training yet because it's literally optional. Like, you don't have to do it. So I don't understand what the pressure was. But anyway, let's go back. They were literally pressuring me like, you gotta go to this training. You're gonna be doing it for a week. You're gonna be doing it these times, day shifts or whatever. And I usually worked mid, so they were telling me basically like, oh, you're gonna have to adjust your sleep schedule so that you can do this training because you gotta go. And I'm just like, well, I have an appointment at this time on this day. Okay, I can do the training for that week, but am I able to not do the training for this specific day? Or if I could just leave, go to my appointment, and then come back to the training. Like, you know, making sense to work around taking care of yourself and still completing the mission, right? Because they're telling you got to go to training, but you have an appointment, so you need to still go to your appointment, not have a no-show, because that is also bad. You can get in trouble for that. But you know, just trying to make sense. But again, I didn't have the rank to back up that logic, which is a problem. But again, let's go back. So I gave those like perfect common sense situations, stuff like that, telling them I can't cancel this appointment because I've literally been waiting 4 months for it, and it's coming up in the next 2 days. Like, yeah. And they're like, well, you're gonna have to reschedule because you have to go to this training, blah blah blah. And I'm just like, okay, whatever. Like, this the military, I signed up for this, you don't have to tell me. I'm gonna cancel the appointment, cool, whatever. I canceled the appointment. The next day they tell me, oh, you're not gonna go anymore, so it's fine, you can go to the doctor and take care of yourself and blah blah. But you didn't care about me taking care of myself yesterday. Like, when you said all this, I'm just like, oh yeah, I forgot it's mission before self. Like, y'all don't care about the person and them taking care of themselves. Y'all care more about the mission. She's like, it is not like that. You gotta do the training, even though it's optional. No, I don't, but whatever. Well, I didn't say that, of course, but, you know, so I'm just like, well, I already canceled it. So they're not just gonna give it back to me. They're probably booked it already, and then I'm gonna have to wait another 4 months. But, you know, thanks. Thank you so much. You're such a great supervisor. And you know, you got to do the fake smile. Like, that is me, like, literally all the time. It's just a fake smile because as soon as you, like, just be like, okay, thank you, they're like, what's wrong? Are you okay? Yes. And then they're just like, okay. And then they leave you alone when you change the smile. It's so weird. It's like high school. It's so fake. Like, everybody is fake. And then when I be myself, I got an attitude problem. Like, no, everything isn't funny. I'm not smiling because there's nothing to smile about, you know? But, yeah. So, those are my cons of being in the military. Again, if these cons do not correlate to you or your friend or your family member that's in the military and you're like, oh no, those don't matter to me, it's more so these, that is a personal problem again. And yeah, but if you like this video, like it, comment what you think are your cons in the military, or did you feel would be a con to you, or if you agree on any of the cons that I just mentioned. Share this video with your friends or family, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye.